Welcome back to another video. We in the car while he's sleeping, because that's the only way that this little man will nap these days, especially living in the tiny space. He doesn't want to go down, he just wants to play when he's there. And so I usually throw him in the car and we take him for a drive, and that's what we do to get him to go down for a little nap. And we usually let him nap for as long as he really takes. And so I thought it'd be a great time to shoot a video and talk about what it's like to be a single dad. In my experience, that there's not a lot of conversations about the totality of what it's like to be a single dad, like the raw, the vulnerable, the real stuff. For example, if you haven't seen the video on loneliness that I shot, Loneliness, Gratitude, Crying, I think it's titled. So if you haven't seen that, go and check that out, because that's one into the whole world of like being a single parent and like doing this pretty much on your own and on my own. And there's great moments. There's moments of like pure bliss. There's moments of love. There's moments of like connection and deep connection and gratitude, and where I'm crying just to be grateful to be in this space. And then there's moments where I have this complete disconnection, that I don't see him as a sovereign human being, that I'm so frustrated and overwhelmed in my own stuff and what I have to do while trying to take care of him, that I begin to take it out on him. And so there's that side of the story as well. And I think that we're not necessarily talking about the whole spectrum of what it's like. In my experience, I haven't seen many videos of single dads kind of like talking about like the real and the raw and the hardships and the trials and that sort of stuff. And not that I always want to go to that space. I don't always want to go to the space of like talking about the struggle and and this and that. I want to talk about the great things too. I want this vlog and I want this channel to be everything, like the great and the bad, what we call bad, and that in itself is like a fucking judgment. And I think we judge ourselves. I judge myself way too much, and I really noticed this week I had Lincoln full-time, 7 days on, without childcare, so he's with me the entire time. The first couple of days went really well. And then it began to kind of like slip. I began to kind of like get into a rut where I found myself like disconnecting from Lincoln. I found myself like wanting and needing this urge to do something, and not just like play with him, but like go and do something. And whether it's a hike or whether it's I had to go, I had to leave, and I found myself like not knowing how to actually be with him. And I know that this is something a lot of fathers deal with. Gabor Mate talked about it a lot in his book as well. Fathers have a hard time just like letting go of everything and just being present with their sons or with their children or with their daughters or with whoever it is. And this is something that I was experiencing. Like there was this urge in me to do something, that I had to like clean, or I had to do this, or I had to go play, or I had to go make money, or I had to go focus on this, or I had to go provide over here, or I had to go do this, and I had to figure out my financials. And I was feeling incredibly overwhelmed by all the things that I had to do, that I wasn't being present with this guy. And when I'm in that space of being overwhelmed and like, oh my gosh, I need to do something, like I'm incredibly short-tempered, I go back to old patterns where I can yell, or I can raise my voice, I can care way less, and I can just disconnect and feel almost like I'm depressed in a sense. And I could really start dreaming about how I don't want to be a father. Like I find myself sometimes dreaming about the life that I wish I had. The grass is greener on the other side. And when I'm in that space, it's like I'm denying my current reality, that I have a son, that he's beautiful, that he's gorgeous, and that it's nothing about him. And it's all about me not being able to connect, not being able to let go, not feeling like I have to do something, not feeling like what I do is my measure of my worth. Because that's something that a lot of men put their worth into. It's like your work, what you do with your hands, determines how worthy you are. And that's not true. It's like you as a human being, me as a human being, am just worthy just for being me, just without having to do anything, just for being here right now. And it doesn't matter what I do. So I can spend the whole day playing with Lincoln, and I'm worthy. I matter. I'm enough. I'm perfect. And there's that part of me that has a hard time letting go of having to do something, or having to feel busy, or having to be productive or get shit done. And when I do that, and I'm in that space of like resisting life and resisting my whole life, I'm not letting him be open. I'm not letting him be curious. I'm not letting him be playful and loving. I'm not giving him the energy, the space. He can tell. He can tell from a mile away. All kids are brilliant, and this kid's genius. Every kid knows. They can pick up on your energy by your face and how you look at them and how you feel and your body language and how you're acting. And when I'm in that space of like resisting, he knows. He's now not open to play more. He doesn't want to play on his own. He wants to play with me. He's short because he can feel that I'm being short. And it's like this never-ending self-fulfilling prophecy. And like a part of me doesn't yet know how to let go of all of that stuff and just be. Because it can be overwhelming, like having to take care of the finances on your own. Like, how do you even do that? I don't know. Do you? I don't know. How, like, what? Like, where do I even begin? There's so many things that I don't understand and don't know. And I have this idea and where I want to be with this guy. And a part of me is unsure in how to actually get there and the steps to get there. Which really comes back to my unwillingness to change, because if I really knew and wanted to change, then those would just come to fruition, and that makes me even more frustrated, for Pete's sakes. And this is all kind of like unraveling today, right now. It's unraveling, and it's beautiful to witness, because the more that I do this, the more that I can take a step back and see my patterns, see what I'm doing, and observe myself. The more that I can let go of trying to control things, trying to force life to be something other than what it's given me, because I'm here in this particular space, in this space, right here, right now, for a reason, just like you, in your space, right here, in your life, you are there for a reason, to learn certain lessons. Everything happens for a reason. You come into life with the curriculum that you get to fulfill, the things that you get to do, and things that I get to do. And this was one of them. This was one of my experiences that I wanted to live, or that I wanted to be, or that my soul wanted to fulfill. And when I can let go of that, let go of having to force life and trying to force something different and trying to see something different, and reject, pretty much trying to control and reject everything that I'm currently experiencing, of course I'm going to be frustrated when I'm in that space. And when I can let go of that, then I just allow what is to be what is. Like, how can, when I'm in that space, like, I ask myself different questions. I'm like, how can I play with Lincoln? How can I be in that space with him? How can I be open with him? How can I care about him? How can I just be here with him? And how can I find purpose in this, in being here with Lincoln? That's another thing I felt like I was struggling with, was like purpose. Like, what's the purpose? What's my purpose as a father? What's my purpose being here? And when I get disconnected, I disconnect from the purpose of being a father, and how that's one of the greatest purposes a man can be given. I believe that you don't just have one purpose on this life, that you have millions. You have tons that you walk into each and every single day. And this was one of them for me. It's like, I get to teach this little man about life. I get to teach this little man about love. Really, that's, at the end of the day, that's all I want to teach him, is about love. By myself being the embodiment of love. And when I'm in that caught up place, which is okay, that's another thing. that I was doing. I wanted to get out of the place that I was in. I felt incredibly like disconnected and frustrated and upset and like almost like it was almost like near depression. It was really weird. And I just wanted to get out. I wanted to fix it. I wanted to be fixed. I wanted to be different. And when I'm in that space of resisting and trying to change and trying to control how I'm feeling, I'm not letting life just happen. I'm not letting the feelings that are here just be here. And it's like this morning when I let them and I just accepted that this is where I'm at, that life is going to have ups, it's going to have downs, it's going to have side to side, it's going to get crazy, it's going to go all over the map. That is okay too. And that it's going to happen. And if I can accept it, and if I can grab the lowest hanging fruit, and what I mean by that, we all want to grab that highest fruit. That highest fruit is like who we want to become, right? It's like, well, I want $1 million. That's the highest fruit. But we're at the bottom of the tree and we can't reach that highest fruit. And we don't have energy to actually get up there. But what we don't notice, and that highest fruit up there, let's say it's a mango, and that mango is shiny. It's like, oh, it's ripe. It's so good. If you were to get up there, it's so good. Except we don't have the energy to get up there yet. The lowest hanging fruit at the bottom of the tree, it's not as ripe. It could be going bad. And I pick those. You grab the lowest hanging fruit and you eat it, because that gives you just a little bit more energy to grab the next one, 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 the next one. Because as a single dad, I can get caught in that trap of like, well, I'm not there. Well, I haven't made it. I haven't achieved these things. I don't know what to do here. I'm feeling incredibly overwhelmed. I don't know. That I'm just looking at that gold fruit being like, I want you. How do I get you? Not realizing that all those low hanging fruits are there. Then those, if I eat those are actually going to give me the energy to get up there. And when I can let go of all of it and just fucking accept life, that this is life that I'm experiencing. This is my current reality here right now. Yes, beautiful, amazing, awesome. What's missing? And what can I add to it? What is the lowest hanging fruit that I can grab to help me move one step forward? Just one step forward each and every single day. So this has been pretty much my past week. Has really been in kind of like this space of resisting, of not knowing how to be with Lincoln, of frustration, of anger, of all of this stuff. And it's like, it's so interesting because it's here to teach me something. It's here to teach me to let go, to surrender, to open up, to ask myself different questions, and to embrace that this is my reality. This is where I'm at in my life. And it's okay to be here. And that I wouldn't actually want to be anywhere else. Like when I slow down to the wisdom that's around us and the wisdom that is here in this moment, I gotta look at this guy. And my mind and my heart fills with so much gratitude and so much love for him. Like he has taught me more about myself than I ever have done in my entire lifetime. He's taught me what love means. He's the example of what love is. And he's just such an innocent, pure being. And here I am projecting my hurts, my traumas, my pain, my frustrations onto this guy. And that's not something I'm choosing to do anymore. I'm so excited to see like him grow up and then be able to watch these videos and to be able to see like what I was going through and what I would do for him. I'm so excited for that. That's really my rant about me and where I'm at and what I'm learning. like I said in the beginning, I am not perfect, anywhere near perfect. I don't think anyone ever is perfect. I don't think anyone ever gets perfect. I don't think anyone lives a perfect life. I think that there will always be the ebbs and flows. I think it's just learning to master going with the motion of the ocean, right? I truly think that it is that. It's like, how can you best allow yourself to be okay in no matter what space you're in? Whether it's the worst of the worst, whether it's the best of the best. Are you allowing whatever it is that you're feeling, whatever it is that you're experiencing to be there? And then if you don't want it to be there, how can you choose something different? Accept it, choose something different. Grab the lowest hanging fruit. So I would love to know your thoughts, and I would love to hear you share, like, what's something that you're struggling with in your own life. And that might be this crazy, I don't know, that's vulnerable to share, but I ask you to share that in the comments below. The more that we share the struggles and the wins, because struggles really are wins. What goes down must come up. A breakdown always leads to a breakthrough. Like, it is, no matter the lowest, like, if you look back in your life, and I know this from my life because I lived it from experience, of like the worst times and the worst moments in my life led to the biggest breakthroughs and the biggest ahas and the most gratitude and love I've ever felt in my own experience. So I know that to be true in my experience. And the more that we share the struggles, the more that we realize that A, we're not alone, B, everyone goes through this, it's normal, it's okay, which all helps us get through it quicker. So, drop that down in the comments down below. Also, feel free while you're here, don't even feel free, subscribe, yo. Subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We love it. It encourages us to keep on making some videos, keep on chatting, keep on making some content, all that kind of good stuff for you guys. And as well, hit like it. No matter if you're watching this on Facebook, no matter if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that like button. They both there. That thumbs up, hit that thumbs up. And just know that if you are a single dad, or you're a single parent, or you're a parent, or you're just fucking anyone, just anyone, that it'll be okay. That you'll be okay. That you always are okay. And that everything that you need is already within you. It's just about seeing it for yourself. Gratitude. Like, that is what it means to slow down to the wisdom that is here and the magnificent that is always here. Like, in this moment, like, I can hear him breathing. I can hear the car. I can watch the snowflakes. I can look around and realize that I'm driving a car, that I have a jacket, that I have clothes over my head, that I have food in the side of me, that I have a camera to shoot this on, that there is so much beauty right here. Wow. So much love, you guys. Have a wonderful and magnificent week, and we will see you next week.